breaking open the
This
boat.
is Rendezvous with the Ramey family. The girls and I are a throuple on board our Albert 30 Liberty Call. We're exploring the West Coast and all the Channel Islands. This is Chapter 1. We're dropping our hooks in all the cool spots as we save up every penny to move on board our forever boat. Welcome aboard.
What's up, guys? We are on our way to Santa Cruz Island, and beaten up wind, very strong winds, as you can tell. But had a couple things I wanted to do in particular today, and that was one of them was learn how to change the oil. So Mr. Perkins, Jeff, is on board, and Jeff is the guy he's the previous owner of Liberty Call. So it's always good when you have the previous owner of your new to you boat to stay in touch with, and that way if you have any questions you can kind of run it back to the old owner and be like, hey, what did you do about this, or what's going on with that? So he kind of walked me through changing the oil, because I have no experience changing a marine diesel engine's oil. So he walked me through the whole process, and
So fresh and so clean.
the other thing I wanted to do in this video was learn the wind vane. So this is kind of like a training run, and we're going to have a lot of fun while we're doing it too. So we're going to make a weekend out of this. And we've been beating up wind to get to Santa Cruz Island all day. About to do this barefoot. God, it's so nice out there. One of the toenails black. Yeah, you can slide around.
After changing the oil on Liberty Call, we got a bite to eat and immediately shoved off. It was about 11 o'clock, and we knew that we were going to have some great weather but very strong winds coming from the west. That means we're going to be beating up wind and tacking our way to the island. It was going to be a very challenging sail. But I was looking forward to learning how to use that Cape Horn wind vane that I had on the back of Liberty Call. And in my rush to get the sails up, I made the same mistake that I had made sailing with Logan to Santa Cruz Island. I had unfurled my jib without taking any of the twist out of the furling line, which means it immediately fouled on the fair lead midship on the port side. And this time it was already under a lot of tension, mostly because of the wind and the fact that I had kind of already started tightening that jib sheet down before I noticed it. I'm a hard learner. So now I gotta go up there and fix it, and it's gonna be on the low side of the boat, which means I'm gonna get soaking wet before this day even really gets going. There's also a lot of traffic around here since we're basically right next to the entrance of the marina.
It's stuck. It's all knotted up right here. It's foul. So we're underway right now. We're moving. There's actually traffic right there. But I gotta unfurl this line now.
As I unfouled that furling line at the fair lead, I kept looking up and looking around for traffic, and I noticed a lot of wooden ships that I don't usually see. One of them was a ship I believe is named the Santiago. The other ship was crossing our bow.
Isn't that whaling boat? What? Isn't that the whaling boat? I don't know.
And that's a wooden ship named the Mystic Whaler. That's the ship that's usually docked just a few slips from me in my own marina. I had never seen her underway until now, and she was absolutely beautiful. If I wasn't so busy with that stupid furling line, I could have got a better shot of her.
Power boat. You? To my left. Clear on.
The wind picked up a little bit earlier than we expected, so I went up on the foredeck while Jeff manned the tiller.
I'm gonna let out the main a little bit.
And gave him the signal to release the tension on the main halyard. As soon as it was free, I took it down to the first reefing point. Then ran back to the cockpit and pulled on the reefing line till it was taut. Now that the mainsail was reefed, we pulled the halyard back up nice and tight. Then we furled a bit of the jib back in to reduce its sail area. With the sails properly reefed, it was time to start learning about the wind vane. I don't have a whole lot of battery life on this boat, so finding a way to steer the boat using just the power of the wind is the way to go for me, especially on a longer haul by myself.
Orchestrate that thing first, right? We gotta orchestrate that thing first, right? Yeah.
The wind vane I have is a pretty good one. It's a Cape Horn, but it's missing a bungee cord that's supposed to be attached up there, and I don't know how that's going to factor into today's experience.
She looks pretty good. I look good. Right now, I don't know if this is right, but I'm looking at the quadrant. Make sure it's straight up and down. Make minor adjustments. Okay, let go.
It's really just getting your sails adjusted correctly first, and then setting up the wind vane appropriately.
Now the
220 degrees.
The bungee cord is missing.
A little resistance.
Yeah. I think it'll still like work half-assed. It seems to be working now. The secret is having the quadrant straight up and down. That's what I didn't do.
Because it was holding it up to one quadrant and it wouldn't.
It was all the way over. And it couldn't pull it. That's all I had to do coming down for 3 days. I didn't think to do that.
Right, so I remember that from your story. What's weird is when I explained to you what was going on with this, you knew immediately it was wrong, and when you explained what was going on with that, I knew immediately it was going on.
As long as we're both on the boat at all times, we'll be okay.
Yeah, between the two of us, we got this. I think we would do well together on a long trip.
Yeah. We're on the starboard tack right now, so we have weather helm on the starboard side. It's pulling on this line right here to pull the tiller back. We got the vane almost vertical into the apparent wind, and it's holding us exactly where we need to be.
Look at that.
Now it looks like we're falling off a little bit.
Right.
So if I want to adjust it, let's try it.
So we need to adjust it to starboard a little
I'm
bit.
going to turn the vane a little bit and see what happens.
After about 4 or 5 minutes, we seemed to be drifting off to the south. Maybe it was just falling off the wind angle due to the lack of tension on it. Maybe it was from that missing bungee. I don't know. Either way, I was making progress and I was learning something.
I think that's the wrong way. Other way. There you go. Start to come back around. That's great.
Yeah, there you go.
That's great. This is a good
That's
heading
awesome.
right here. Let's maintain this and see. I just want to see what this does.
Yeah.
I do want to check the chart though to see if we're going to go through that the danger area for this oil rig coming up. Ooh. I'm down.
We're making sideways leeway too.
Yeah, so our speed through the water is 8 knots right now with one reef in. I have the furling jib is reefed, our main is reefed, and we're on the wind vane. So
If we were on the windward side of that platform, I'd be worried, but
right.
we could just fall off.
Right, so as of right now, there's really no reason to go home. This is our best. So we'll just do this till Hawaii. There's a little deviation.
Now he's coming back.
What is he doing? This guy trying to piss me off? Hold on, he's shifting. Looks, yep, there he is. Dramatic change. There you go. Waiting till the last minute, didn't he?
Yeah.
See, the whole idea is that we don't have to grab the tiller like this. So what that guy did, he did technically.
I can't see it now.
We're okay. He did give way to us, but he waited till the very last possible minute. It makes me believe that he wasn't looking up for an extended period of time. But we're under sail, he's under motor. The right of way belongs to us in this situation. He is a fishing vessel, but he's not that type of working vessel. So the acronym is SLOW, starboard, leeward, overtaking, and working. Those are the people who have right of way, and he ain't that type of working. So the Mirage, he's got a bow line in the water too. Yeah, I don't give way to that vessel, and I'm not upset about to eat his wake right now though. Dickhead. What a dickhead.
Now, because the wind was coming almost directly from the island that we were sailing to, going to Santa Cruz Island from Oxnard often calls me to tack north or south, and today was no different. We ended up shooting north for quite a ways until the angle of the wind was more appropriate for us to get back towards our destination. Having been sailing at about 214 degrees for the last 3 hours, I knew that if I can get north enough to put Smuggler's Cove 214 degrees off of us, it would be a perfect heading. And so when the time was right, we did another tack and got us back onto the right course. And when we were beating up wind again, the wind was screaming at this point, and the sea state had really picked up. It was going to be an upwind, close-haul battle for the rest of the trip.
On the boat right there. The cameras will never do it justice, but the waves are a lot bigger than what you're looking at. Are those olives?
I think so.
Interesting. I can't believe that bird attacked the drone.